Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. This is Bitcoin USDT perpetual futures contracts for the Bybit feed. Okay, so just in case you're wondering what exactly my feed is now, um, the let's just get right to the video. The cracking correlation with the highs when compared to ETH. Okay, that signifies the SMT. Here, where we're getting like lower highs. As at the time, the exact time, ETH is taking out its highs. Bitcoin is too weak to take out this high. So once we get that displacement lower, a bodily close below this candle, hence forming an imbalance, we expect this to what push price down. Now, as a day trader, one thing I found out while trading in my journey basically is, you have a daily bias to play with, but it has to fit into a particular narrative. Okay. And for this video, I'll just break down what that looks like. So taking out these highs is one thing. Okay. So Saturday taking out Friday's highs, and then we'll get that delivery. So I want to be able to break down the trade I had on Saturday easily, and then share my idea for today being Sunday, going into the weekend. I know it's very weird to trade Bitcoin on the weekends, but I want to show you how you can still apply time and price delivery for things like this. Okay, so going into the 4 hour time frame, what we have yesterday was this. We had this respects this imbalance. So we had this create a swing high, this red candle. Okay, so what does price do? Creates a short-term low and then what rush down to it. So I was in this candle. So Femi, why were you entering for sales? How were you able to join the sales? If you were in your 15 minutes, what you would notice, let's put this on. Let's put on the sessions. So we're just focusing on price yesterday. So New York session, what do I do? London, I couldn't join in. The video was uploaded in London. You can check it out. So in New York, my idea is this. I'm saying run above these highs, even though it looks tiny. Yeah. He is a thing, right? So I come and I say this, run above these highs, right? Sorry, these highs in where? New York. I'm anticipating New York to be what the continuation of London's move. So if you didn't catch this early in Asia and you're in New York, see what you get is what run on stops, create a short-term low, market structure shift, and what fair value gap. So this candle was formed in what 10:30, right? So your entry will be from where? Here, just using the 15-minute time frame, right? Here, and then your exit will be where? Short here, stop loss where? Body candles of the 15 minutes, right? And then TP where? Below the lows, okay? The lows that we called 104,590.9. If you check the video, it's there. So this, to just read the idea, this enough for 3.8 RR. Like that's so decent. So if you're getting that, you don't need all of this, just in and out like you were never there. So this is actually 3.8 R, almost 4 R. So if you're going to be able to secure this on a Saturday, you're good. All right. So going into today's price action, right? My aim is to be able to show you how daily bias works. So today, what we have is a swing low formed here. Now I'm going to be very careful because this swing low has been stamped. All right. So knowing that this window has been stamped and seeing that yesterday's high is still being respected and today we're kind of following that same what order flow. In New York, what I do is I'll wait to see what we have in New York. If we do get a shift below here or get a run to these lows before New York, or in New York, what I would anticipate is what a return to some form of imbalance to where target lower and eventually that imbalance that I talked about. So still seeing that exhaustion here. So I'm not really, that's the thing. I'm not going to see here this particular level. Sorry, let me put on my, I'm not going to, just trust this fair value gap. I am aware it's here, but I'm not just going to trust it like, it can fail. This can very much fail. Okay. But that's the thing about using time and price. When you're back to New York, this is presently 5:37 a.m. So by 8 a.m. All right, 7:30 to 8 a.m. I'll be looking at the charts, and you're looking at the charts. What you're anticipating is a return to the form of imbalance to what target lower, depending on if he forms it. But if this level is respected and you have price redeliver up, then you know that what you're going for the highs. Why? Because let's look at ETH comparing the lows, right? Let's look at ETH USDT. So ETH USDT, we're getting what? A cracking correlation here on the lows. So at the time ETH is taking out these lows, right? Bitcoin is stronger. Okay, so if BTC is saying it is stronger, what you want to see is this fair value gap holding, and because the daily what swing low is formed, stamped, seeing price to 107K is going to be very, very, like consequent encroachment of this or what old premium level. So if price is cheap now, if this is going to hold, 107K is still feasible when being compared with what ETH because of what this cracking correlation. So you just have to wait for what New York to be able to tell you exactly what you're working with. If you find the imbalance here, you can what be confident shorting low. If we get price get below here, you can be what confident shorting lower. But if this holds, then here becomes your attention because these London guys, they've been making money since. So they have my eyes is on them. Okay, so SMT technique was taught in this video, showing cracking correlation in real time, showing bias in real time, showing narrative in real time, because narrative is what is helping me build my reason for this trade. And if you open your 15, what we have in this framework is this, right? If you open your 15, what we have is all of this imbalance here. So in New York, do we see this level hold? Obviously, we're below through the open, right? Being below through the open also means we're very cheap. Okay, so because we're very cheap, right, and because we're below Asia's lows, New York can come, take out London's, and what accumulates to what these guys who have been making money, right? So see you in another video.